Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. My name is Lori DeGroot from Lorita Marie Crafts, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta. And I love to come live here every Thursday, more or less, at 12 p.m. Mountain Time to give you some tips and techniques and inspiration to help you expand your paper crafting skills or maybe even learn a new hobby without all the overwhelm. If you're ever looking for more information, you can check out my website for information about my products or my classes or other things that are going on. And it is loritamariecrafts.ca. So if you ever need some more information, that is where you can head. So this week, I am very excited. I know it's a busy week for people, or a week where they're just checked out of things, and I get that. But here with Stamping Up, it is an exciting time because next Thursday, a week from today, there is a brand new catalog. It's so exciting. So I cannot show you the inside of the catalog yet. You have to wait, but I can show you the outside of the catalog, which is beautiful. And we're going to be using some new products today. So I've got a really fun sneak peek of brand new products for you today. If you do not have a catalog and you live in Canada and you would love a new catalog, you can request one. I'm going to drop a link here in the comments. This works. And you can just fill that out, and I would love to mail you a catalog. Now, this is awesome because you're not only going to get this beautiful catalog, you're going to get the celebration brochure. So it is also celebration time, which I will definitely get into more next week, and I'm putting up a blog post about it tomorrow, so you can read about all the details. But Stampin' Up! Has changed their catalog rollout and some other promotions this year, so you want to stay tuned for all the fun. So the January catalog is now January to April, so it's a couple months shorter, so you want to keep that in mind. And celebration is only one time this year. So the last, I think, 2 years, they offered it January and February, and then again in the summer. But they're going back to just the one celebration. So don't miss out on this one, thinking that you can catch the one later on. This is it. So it starts January 5th and it goes to February 28th. And it is where you can earn free products with your purchases. So you can get free stamp sets, free paper. If you host a party, you can get another free stamp set. If you join Stamping Up, there's incredible deals. You could get a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for free, basically. It's awesome. So you want to stay tuned for all the details. Next week, I'm going to have a full launch with lots of fun things. So definitely stay tuned for all that. The other quick thing that I want to talk about before I show you all my sneak peeks of my products is that I'm starting something new. Now, this is just for local people, unfortunately, but I was hoping to get a way to connect with people and start crafting again in person. So I'm going to be hosting a once a month paper workshop. Paper crafting workshop class is what I'm calling it. So it's a little casual. It's just a way for you maybe to try paper crafting if you've never tried it before, or a way for you to bring a project if you've got something you want to work on. So there's 3 options. One is you can buy a kit from the kits collection and order it. 2 is you can bring a paper pumpkin. Are you a paper pumpkin subscriber and you have a stack of boxes that you haven't finished? You can bring your paper pumpkin box with you and create those. Or you can purchase my current card kit. I always have a current card kit on the go. And this week it's brand new products. So you can purchase this one. And so you bring your products, your kits, and you come and you craft and you hang out and you have some coffee and maybe a treat, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So it went on my email list. I should probably put it on my website. I don't think I did. I will put it on my website, but the deadline to sign up is Tuesday. So stay tuned for all that. All right, let's switch cameras here to get to our crafting. All right, so thanks for hanging out with me today. Like I said, I have got some fun sneak peeks for you. I'm going to be making 2 cards, and they are kind of like coordinating. They go together. And I'm going to be using, okay, let's grab it. So do you know when you open a new catalog and you see all the suites, there's all sorts of individual products and bundles and fun things like that, but then there's also the full suites of coordinating products. And there's always one that catches your eye. The one that caught my eye this year is called Regency Park. And the reason that it caught my eye is that it's got my favorite colors in it, people. So it has got navy and yellow, which are my favorite colors. And so I could not resist. So I'm not going to show you the whole suite this week. You're going to have to stay tuned next week to show you all the fun products in this suite, but I'm giving you a little hint this week. So this is the designer series paper called Regency Park DSP. And it's got these fun floral patterns on one side. And then, of course, you've got your more subtle patterns on the other side. So balmy blue, petal pink, which is my other favorite color in the Stampin' Up! World, crushed curry, navy, shaded spruce. I mean, come on. There was no way I was resisting this paper. So this is the paper we're going to be using today. And we're also going to be using a brand new embossing folder. I love embossing folders because they are an easy way to add like a wow factor to your card. So this one is called the Cane Weave 3D Embossing Folder. And so that's what we're going to be using today. So we're going to do 2 cards. And let's start with the first one. Just grab my stuff here. I hope to be organized today. You know how it is the week between Christmas and New Year's where everything's like a little like out of sorts, right? You feel a little out of sorts. You're a little tired. I've had to uncover my craft room from mounds of Christmas wrapping and decorating and card making and all that stuff. And it's just crazy. And you see I've already misplaced a piece of paper. Okay, we can do this. I got it. So I have got a petal pink card base, which is the pink in this paper. And so this is just a standard 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half at 4 1/4. And then I've just got a piece of basic white here. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to go ahead and emboss this, okay? So I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Give me one sec here. So here's the machine. This is the full-size one. And first we need the base plate. Okay, so you need plate number 1. And when you're embossing, you just need 1, and then you need number 4. And the great thing about this machine is that it comes with everything that you need, comes with all the plates. I've had mine for a couple years now, and I've had 0 issues with this machine. It works amazing. It works so well. And what else was I going to say? I don't know. That was it. I just love it. It's like my best crafting friend, right? So I'm going to grab my cardstock and I'm going to put it in the embossing folder. On one side, there's always like this nice line here, which you can use to help keep your cardstock straight. And in this pattern, you actually do kind of want to keep it straight. So I'm going to line that up. And then you want to put the fold kind of pointing toward the machine. Put that part in first. Then you put plate number 4 on top. So this is for the 3D embossing folders, which are thicker than standard embossing folders. They give you a deeper impression. Okay. So we're going to pull that out, put that aside. And you can just see how awesome this looks. Isn't that pretty? I love it. And so, of course, you can even choose the other side, right? So it's so pretty. Now we're going to do a step 2 with this. So just put that aside. We're going to cut out a shape and create a peekaboo card. I love doing this. So I'm going to use the hexagons from the beautiful Shapes dies, which are really fun. And so I'm going to use the largest hexagon in there. And now I need to create a different sandwich. So I need plate 1. I need plate 2 for dies. And then you need your cutting plates. So you get cutting plates with your machine, but then you can also buy replacements once they're all used up. And put my paper down there. And just give me one second here. I'm going to grab my hexagon and I'm going to put it this way, kind of toward the top, and try to center it here, like so. And then we're going to cut it out. So I'm just going to run that through. Okay, so now we can move this aside. Now it does flatten the embossing a little bit, but that's okay because it's 3D. I find that it still gives the nice texture. But just so you know, right, you've embossed it, then you run it through the machine one more time. It does flatten it out a little bit. But what I want to do is use this, and then I'm going to use this on my second card. So you kind of get a 2-for-1. So I'm just going to put that aside for a second. And it gives it a nice edge. I don't know if you can see, but it doesn't look, I don't know. It doesn't look bad when they cut it out. Now they have, most of Stampin' Up! Size have this nice embossed edge. So if you cut out something, it always looks nice and complete. Okay, so now I have to remember the order that I did this. So then what we're going to do is we're going to pick a pattern of the designer series paper. So I've got this one here, and I have cut it to 3 by 2.5, and then it's going to fit perfectly behind our little pop-up. And so the easiest way to put this on, I decided, is use dimensionals. And I'm actually going to put the dimensionals on the front in all 4 corners. Okay, just peel off the backings there. And then I'm going to put it on here. So that's nice and easy. And I just found that's the easiest way to do it. And now I'm also going to put dimensionals here so everything is nice and even. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 4 more. Or you could use the edge of your dimensional sheet, right? The whole thing is sticky, so you can cut the long pieces too if you want to do it that way. I feel like I cut my hexagon out a little crooked, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, so then we have this cute front to our card, and now we're going to decorate it up. Right, it's looking so fun already. So then we're going to punch out from the yellow. So this is one of the patterns from the DSP, and this is the punch, Petal Park Builder Punch, I believe it's called. Okay, so this is part of the Regency Park suite, and I've already got dimensional backings everywhere, and I want to use some of the flowers, and so I'm just going to punch them out. So this does go with a stamp set that I'm not using today, but just so you know, it does go with a stamp set to punch out, and I want to use some of these flowers. And then we're also going to do some stamping. So this is just a scrap piece of paper. So the stamping I'm going to do today is actually from a stamp set. And this is one of the ones you can earn for free in Celebration. Okay, so this you can earn with a $120 purchase. I'm pretty sure. So there's 2 levels of Celebration. So $60. You spend $60, you can choose a free item, or you spend $120, you can spend. Or you can choose a free item. So here's this one. And I like it because it's got these fantastic sentiments, plus this beautiful image. Look at this card that I made. I posted a reel on it with this stamp set. Can you see? So pretty. Very easy 2-step stamping, and it's got great sentiments. So I'm going to use the one that says, sending happy thoughts for a very happy birthday. Okay, so it's also for a feeling better kind of day, which might be good with all the all the colds and stuff that are going around right now. Kindness matters, thank you, and you are easy to love. So there's lots of great options there. And then I'm just going to make this really easy. I'm going to stamp it in Night of Navy, and then just kind of hand cut it out. So sending happy thoughts, and then for a very happy birthday. And the navy looks really good stamped on the petal pink too. It comes out nice. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. You could also use your paper trimmer. It ends up being like about 3/4 of an inch wide. And then I kind of want to angle it. Maybe I should have used my paper trimmer. I'm a little crooked today. All right, so we've got one. And then I want to angle this one the other way. Okay, and so they're gonna go on the card like this, and then kind of go over our peekaboo part. Isn't that cute? So then we need a dimensional on the back, on the part that's poking over, and then I'll just put a little bit of seal on the other end. And this one, I'm going to add the flower behind and a little bit of twine too. So you can like 3D it up a little bit if you want. If it's not like going in a big envelope or going through the mail, it's going to get all flattened down anyway. And then we're going to take some white twine or whatever you've got to match. I mean, that's the great thing about Stampin' Up, right? Is you can just go through your stash and you're probably going to have a color that matches the project that you're doing. Colors are always going to match each other. And I'm going to just grab some glue dots here. Okay, and then I'm going to put my bow on it and put it right in the middle. And then we're going to put this on the card. So I think I just want, let's see, like that. And then we're going to put this over as well. And so probably the easiest thing, maybe some mini dimensionals. All right, so there's a part 2 or a just separate card, so you want to stay tuned for that. But here's the first one plus some gems. And you're going to love these beautiful gems. Look at these, so pretty. What are they called? Adhesive backed milky dots. So these go with this suite as well. So yellow, blue, kind of that petal pink, and a little bit of white. So pretty. And I'm just going to put on a few, like a blue one, and then a yellow one, and then maybe a pink one. And that is our first card. So let's make the second one, and we're going to use that hexagon that we cut out from the first. Let me just get rid of some of my garbage here. So this time I'm going to use a basic white card base for a nice crisp look. And then we're going to choose a piece of DSP. So I've got 2 here. You guys watching to see. Should I use the green or the blue background? I don't know if comments come through fast enough for me to say. I'll hold it for a second. So I've got green and blue that are kind of fun. And then we're going to mat it on this Night of Navy piece of cardstock. So we're going to cut the DSP to 3.5 by 4 3/4, and we're going to put it on the navy, which is just 1/8 of an inch larger at 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, I got 2 votes for green. I guess I'm doing green. See, I wanted to ask because I love navy. I'm always drawn to the navy. So I thought, oh, maybe somebody's gonna like the green better. So let's go for this. So this is 3.5. I'll save that for later. By 4 3/4. Okay. This one's sec here. Okay, and we're just going to put this on the navy. This green is shaded spruce, so you could also do shaded spruce if you wanted to really highlight the green. Okay, so we're going to put this on our card. And sometimes one way to kind of change the look of your card, instead of making your mat like all the way to the edge like this, if you give yourself a nice wide mat, even doing something so simple like that can totally change the look of your card. So I like the way this looks with the big white border on it. And then we're going to take another piece of the cardstock, or the DSP, I mean. So this is from the navy one. And I'm going to put a strip of it on the back. And the strip is going to be 3.5, right? So the same as the DSP. And then it's going to be 1 1/4. So, and then we're just going to put it on like that. This is such cute paper. I love how fun it is. Okay. So we're just going to put that there, and then we're going to put a piece of ribbon. So you do get a sneak peek of the ribbon as well. Guess what? It's blue. I love it. Navy. It is called bordered ribbon. Does it have a bigger name than that? So Night of Navy bordered ribbon. So it's kind of sheer a little bit, a little like denim looking a little bit. So I kind of like that. And I'm just going to fold it in half and have it kind of like this on my card. So you could put tear and tape down. I'm just going to use my seal. And then I'm just going to fold it in half. Let's see how I want it to look. That's no right or wrong, just kind of like that. And then we're going to grab the hexagon that we used earlier. And so I remember I cut it out like this, but then I'm actually going to turn it so it's like this and put it on the card. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. And then we're going to put the sentiment on as well. So we're just going to center that on our ribbon. We're going to grab our petal pink cardstock and then a different sentiment. So this time I think I'm going to do for a feeling better kind of day. I really like this sentiment. And I like that the sentiments are little and itty bitty and that you can just kind of add it onto a little card. And I'm just going to like hand cut this out again. You could use a punch or a die or whatever if you wanted to step this up a bit. I'm just going to hand cut it out to the size of the sentiment. And straight-ish, you know, just straight-ish. And then remember those flowers that I punched out? I'm going to use another one of those. Let's put the glue dots on the back. Kind of put it there. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. I'm going to use my Seal Plus just to make it extra sticky. And then I'm just going to tuck that there. And this time with the gems, when there's flowers on a paper, I can't resist like putting them right on the center of the flower. So that's what I'm going to do. So you can just put as many as you want. And there is our second card. And I kind of like that green. It's pretty. Let me show you with the blue. And now you can compare. My sample was with the blue. Let's see which one you like better. But they're both pretty. Love them. All right. So here's our 2 cards. And just kind of showing off that new embossing folder, the Cane Weave Embossing Folder. All these products are going to be available starting next Thursday, January 5th. I'm going to be having a catalog launch party online here. You can join my email list for more information or just stay tuned here online or on my website at laretamarie.ca. Let me just bring you back here. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. It was fun to craft with everyone today. I hope that you're staying warm and surviving the weather wherever you are. We had our cold weather earlier, and now it's really lovely here in Calgary. And so I know fortunate. It's been kind of a crazy couple of weeks for everybody. So I hope you're doing well. And I can't wait to celebrate with you guys next week, the brand new catalog and celebration. And until then, Happy New Year and take care. Bye-bye.